I'm Jenny Metcalfe. I'm a lecturer in biomedical Egyptology at the University of Manchester. We study human remains from ancient Egypt and Nubia, so skeletal and mummified remains. So the workshop that we had was mummifying an orange, which sounds slightly off the wall. The experiment starts with you putting in an incision inside of an orange, as the ancient Egyptian embalmers would have done to remove the organs. So then you have to try to extract the flesh of the orange just as the embalmers would have done. It's actually surprisingly difficult, and looking at whether you can use tools to do this or you can use your fingers and you can do it by touch is a very personal approach, and everybody in the workshop that we had their own approach, which just shows you how variable this practice would have been. Then we pack the orange out with tissue paper, and then we put the orange into natron. Now the embalmers would have put this into little linen bags, but we don't really have the ability to do that with an orange. So we pack the orange out, and then we put our orange covered in more natron into little Tupperware boxes. It's quite a messy experiment. So the Mansfield Cooper lab was a great space to do this in. It's quite difficult to do it in labs that require studies of things like DNA, the sorts of places that we're normally used to working where everything has to be super clean. This lab space there allowed us to work together as a team so that we could discuss backwards and forwards, sharing experiences and sharing those discussions. And that was a really nice thing to be able to do. And I think that helps as well. The embalmers wouldn't have worked in isolation. They'd have shared their experiences, the things that they learned. I've tried this technique, did it work for you? Those kind of conversations mimic what would have happened in real life. But they also help us to support each other as we tried that experiment out. The aim of the workshop was to follow through some of the processes that the ancient Egyptians would have gone through when they mummified a body. There's lots of information that you see in documentaries and on the internet about mummies and the study of mummies, but I was really hoping that people's sort of takeaway message from the experiment was, one, an enjoyment of the sort of practical side of what we do. And people seem to really relate to mummies, but not really to understand just how much research goes into studying human remains. And I was hoping that people would get a little bit of a taste for just how much research is still there to be done, but also how interesting it can be, and how the use of even a really simple experiment can really change your perspective and turn all of the ideas you had before on their head.